What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be going over how to install Ubuntu on your PC and how to install an Algorand node with FUNC. To start, we're going to begin by making a bootable USB. We're going to do it with Ubuntu. So go to the Ubuntu site, ubuntu.com/download/desktop, and click download the latest version. It's going to start downloading. I have it downloaded. I'm going to cancel this, and then we could see the ISO here. So then we can go download Rufus. Rufus is the tool that creates a bootable drive. So scroll down, and then since we're on a Windows computer, we are going to select Rufus 4.6 exe, download that, and then we could see that we have Rufus here. So start Rufus. So when Rufus opens, we could see that we have our USB drive inserted, and then we're going to go select our image. So we're going to choose the Ubuntu image. We can keep this as is, and we could label the volume whatever we want. We could label this Algorand Node. You can keep these all the same as well. That's fine. We're going to choose write in ISO image mode. And then we're going to have to wait for it to be done. You'll see the status bar at the bottom. It's going to say that everything will be destroyed. Just make sure the USB drive is empty, nothing you need on it. Press continue. So we're waiting here. And while we're waiting, I figure we cover a couple topics about this. So obviously you need a computer. It can be Windows or Mac. On Mac, you use another tool to create the image. I think it's called Etcher. And afterwards, we're going to have to boot into our PC. We have to have a keyboard and a mouse. And we have to use the function keys to open up the boot menu so we could select our ISO bootable image. That's if you have an image on your drive already. If you don't, then it should boot into it, but we will see when we get there. Other things I'd like to talk about are guidelines here. So I definitely recommend having your computer and your router, and if you have an ONT, if you have fiber, definitely on a backup power supply. There is one I bought on Amazon for around $75 that says it has 45 minutes of runtime. I do not experience power outages much, so 45 minutes or less is fine for me, because where my node is running, there is a backup generator that kicks on within the first few minutes. But if you definitely have a problem with either internet or power, I definitely recommend a longer supply, something with more energy. And if you do experience frequent internet outages, definitely to have a backup failover LTE internet coverage, just to leave your node online. So now we're going to go over this installation. If you already have an image flashed onto your hard drive, but you want to flash over it, so say you have Windows or you have other Linux, this is what you're going to do. So you're going to hit the power button, and then you're going to catch the BIOS. Mine is F11 to enter the boot menu. So just hit F11 on your keyboard repeatedly, or it might be F2 or F12. For mine, it's F11. Make sure your USB drive is in. So on my current hard drive installed on the computer, I have Ubuntu. Yours might say Windows Boot Manager, but we want to go down and select our USB drive, and this will boot us into the installation again. So select that, and then we can go into try or install Ubuntu, hit enter, let it load up. Just be patient here with a lot of these things, depending on the speed of your computer, which it should have at least 8 cores on the processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Should be a relatively new PC, so just give it some time, be patient. Don't be hitting any buttons, any power buttons, especially when you're going through installs that are fresh. You don't want to mess anything up. Select your language, English for me, hit next. No accessibility options, English again, using a wired connection. I'm going to skip the update, but I'm just going to do install Ubuntu. We could do an interactive installation. We could do the default selection. I wouldn't worry about any third-party hardware. Wi-Fi hardware I'm not using. If you are using it, then you can select this, but I'm going to leave these blank. Graphics we don't really need. For me personally, I'm not using a screen on my node. I'm going to be monitoring my computer remotely. I'm running my main node on a Mac, and I'm just going to be using TeamViewer to get into that. So no need for a screen unless you want it. You could do all this in Ubuntu server, but I feel like for the video, it's much better to have a graphical user interface. I feel like it's a lot easier for people to carry on, especially if you don't have much computer experience. Looking at the command line terminal is going to be very confusing at first, but let's say give it a shot. I might do a video on it. Let's go here, erase the disk. I'm going to go into advanced features. We don't need any of this. You could use any of this if you wanted to, but I don't feel the need. And then we are going to create our account. Set your password, make sure it's strong. Set the time zone. It's going to install an NVMe 1, but let it do its thing. So make sure you remove your USB flash drive and then press enter. So that's our user. Let's log in. Complete the installation. Don't enable Pro. We don't need Pro. I don't like to share system data. So we could hit next and we could finish. Let's right click, open up a terminal, and we're going to install the most recent updates. You do this by typing in sudo apt-get update with U update, and then do double ampersands. So and type the same thing, sudo apt-get app-get upgrade, and we're going to do a -y flag just to speed this process up. Enter your password. This is going to go update and upgrade. Wait till this finishes and then we'll head on to the next step. We can now go to Firefox, and the quickest way to do this is just to type in Algorand and search. Click on the welcome to Algorand, algorand.co, go to get started, go to run a node. Then we're going to use FUNC node for this. If you guys want, I'll also do a video where I do everything manually without FUNC, but I think for people who are not particularly tech savvy, that FUNC is the easiest. Personally, I'm using FUNC on Mac. So let's follow the instructions here, head over to the releases page, and we are going to be choosing the Linux AMD 64. This is the latest version for us. So when it's complete, we could go to the downloads folder. This is the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you have to do another command. So then we could open a terminal in the downloads folder. So this, you see how we are in now ~/downloads. So if you were to run the next command here, it's not going to work because when you run ls, there's no files here. But you could see if we run ls here, that there is this file here. So the command we have to run is listed on the page before, and it is sudo dpkg-i, and then on Linux, easy, without having to complete the command yourself, just press tab, and then we can press enter our sudo password you made when you created the machine, and now it is running. So you can click the link here. It's a locally hosted browser. Hit control and the link, and it'll pop up, or just type it in up there. If you're not seeing this here, say you are in desktop, do cd. Cd is change directory, and then now we can see that we are in /home/Mike, or whatever your username is. We could also list directories with ls, and then we could go cd into downloads, do tab to complete, ls, and then you could see this program here that we run. But since we are now good, we can create the node, configure the service. But first, I want to go to settings here, because we have to adjust our power settings to never go to sleep. So go to power, and we could turn high performance on. Let's go to screen blank never and automatically suspend never. So now we can go to manage, create service. This is going to download the node. You can see in the bottom it says node started, and then this is going to begin syncing with fast catch-up. You'll see the bars come up. I'm back after these are all synced. I forgot to show it here, but after the node is done syncing, you can press the drop-down menu and enable telemetry. So now we could link our wallet. So what you're going to do is go to the top right, connect wallet. I'm using Para. So we're going to connect and then scan this with your phone. So it's going to pop up on Para. we could accept this transaction, which is signing it. So once it does that, we could choose our wallet and connect it. Don't worry about what you see on my screen about online stake. When I do create the key, this is just a throwaway wallet for the video. So go to the plus sign here and press generate key.
I don't show it here because I recorded this before rewards went live, but make sure if it's your first time generating a participation key that you enable the 2 Algorand transaction fee.
First, I'd like to discuss what you're doing if you're using FUNC Finance with the escrow account. So I talked to the creator and he said to put the escrow account here. To do this, don't connect the wallet or anything. Just go to participation key and put your FUNC Finance escrow account address here and then hit generate. So we'll generate our key now with our Power Wallet account. If you are doing the FUNC Finance escrow, after you generate the key, just copy and paste the key info from FUNC into the FUNC Finance site, and that'll bring the account online. Sorry that I can't show that. I do not use FUNC Finance escrow, so that's as much help as I could be on it. So guys, just remember that you will not receive rewards if you're running a node with less than 30,000 algo. All right, and another thing I want to discuss here is that in settings, we're going to have the option to download the latest version of FUNC and also update the node. We could X out of that. So we can see our participation key is unregistered. What we could do is register the key. Go to your Power Wallet app, and it's going to pop up, and we can confirm the key. And now our node is online. So this is our node status page after some time. Don't be freaked out if you see health 0 or anything at first, because it's showing the data from the last 6 hours. So you can always adjust your time frame and it'll give you a better idea. So we're going to show how to subscribe to Allo alerts. Sign in. You could just link your Google account or Para wallet. I'll link it with my Para. Scan the QR. Select your account and link. Confirm the transaction. And we could do monitoring. So this is our wallet. We got notifications. Copy this address and paste it here for monitoring. We'll label it as our node. And we could add triggers. So add whatever you want. If you want to see online, offline status, key registration, key expiration, all these will be tracked and monitored for you. So these are good to have. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now here. I would definitely say to make sure that you have good internet, you have a good connection, you have a reliable power source. I could show you on Amazon what I'm using for my power supply. It's from APC, and it was around $75. This one, I have my router and my ONT and my computer plugged in here. You could lose power, and this will come back online. And for $80, I think it's worth it. So, yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll be releasing more videos as time goes on. Appreciate it.